Are we started yet? Have we
Oh, we
started?
on. Let me just do the official introduction
Oh,
so
yeah, do
everybody
the
knows that we
official.
popping.
Before
Okay.
we get into
Okay.
Sean No
Yeah.
Time Porter, formerly known as Showtime, we're gonna call him Sean No Time because he's been incorrect.
Sean,
He
no, no,
hasn't
no, no.
been
I'm
right
gonna do the
no
introduction.
time since he's been covering
It's
this
radio
thing.
Rahim and Sean all time Zittel.
There
The
you
big
go.
man, Bill
There
Haney,
you go.
big father of the Debo. We
That's
got the
right.
DHP in the house. All represent Oakland,
Yes.
Vegas, New York.
Yes.
This is an American show, and we're doing it from London all the way to Vegas, all the way to Dubai right now. It's global official. Everybody's in the building, everybody's in the house. We're about to put the fire on this interview right now. We're about that action. I know there's some
Yes.
history between Bill and Sean, so we can start there. We can clear that.
Sean to the Z. I mean, and I've already been here for it. I've been here when he first started. So I'm happy to see where he's at, and I'm happy to people to value what he's saying. And you as well, brother. You know what I'm saying? I've watched both of you guys make your move in this digital space, a space that, I so value because I told the executives that this was the space and this was the place to cover boxing. And they was a little bit late, but they on board right now, man. So thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you, Bill.
We appreciate
Yeah.
you, Bill. But yeah, man, we go back. Can I take the people back to late October 2014?
Back down memory lane.
I didn't even know that song before, Bill. So, and I know a lot of music. So but he's sparring Sean Porter, and I know you call him my man. No time. There's some tension there. Maybe there's guys things.
Wait, we came in to help him. Let me set the stage up because he's not saying it. At 15 years old, Devin comes in to help him get ready at $200 to $300 a week. Go ahead, Sean.
At the Hit Factory, which was your gym. And
My gym, not only I built the gym for Devin when Devin was 10 years old, 10, 11 years, because it was about 5 years old, 10 years old. And I built the gym because I believed in him. And what I did was we brought in all of the best trainers, all of the best talent, you know what I mean, and put them under one house. And all me and Deb did was look and observe and grow in the sport. But Sean Porter, we invited Sean Porter down because Floyd Mayweather's gym used to be real busy. Sean had the carte blanche to come down, Sean Porter, and have his camp free of charge. And of course, Devin was helping him get ready as well. What fight was that, Sean?
Sean had just come off the Kell Brook loss, and he was getting ready for Eric Bonet.
Okay.
Right. Well, actually, Roberto Garcia, who couldn't make weight or something, and then they had to bring in Eric Bonet late.
Right.
So I remember they get in there and spar, and I always wondered, Bill, because and it's funny, Kenny and them, they wound up taking the lease or something and built it into the performance center.
Yeah.
But I always wondered if that was the start of it, maybe on Sean's side, that KP had him said, all right, I want you to work with the kid and work defense. And then Devin, being the talent he was at 15, he kind of landed at will behind his jab. And then we put the sparring on Boxing Voice. And it just as a separate note, I always wonder if maybe, that's where it started because Devin's getting off everything. And it's a 15-year-old kid against a world champion. But
everything. I mean, it was a bad move on my dear friend Kenny Porter to put him in there, put Devin in there and call defense first. Because, he needed some confidence. And at that time, the speed that Devin had and IQ at 15 didn't allow for Sean to just work defense. It would be similar to if Devin was in the ring with Sean, my son, right now, and just attempting to work just defense and unable to do it. Of course, that's not the case right now. I think that Devin would be able to maybe work some good defense with Sean, my son. But that was the case. That we put him in there to do that. And then, of course, when Sean wasn't able to do that, Kenny said, well, can I cut Sean loose this round to see what he got? And, it kind of looked like the same shit.
Well, so we get done watching the sparring, and right away, Devin's talent stands out, and I can't believe this kid's 15. And yes, the guy he's reminding me of at the time is Floyd. And we get done, and I meet Bill for the first time. Kenny Porter, the gentleman he is, he introduces me to Bill Haney at the time. And Bill goes, "Ever seen something like that, at 15?" And I took a second so I wouldn't bullshit Bill. And I went, no, I haven't. I haven't seen something like that at that age. And I knew, Rahim, God is my witness, that day that Devin would be a world champion. And not just any world champion, but probably in all likelihood an elite fighter. So, my grace is that. I hate that, and I understand why. Two sides to everything. I hate that things went left with Team Haney and Sean Porter, given that was the first big Dante got some viral videos of Devin too, but that was the one that got Devin on the Breakfast Club a couple weeks later, sparring Sean Porter, and it went viral. But Sean has said things, I've said things on the show, and Devin's got a right to feel how he feels, but sometimes it's unfortunate when things could get messy in the game.
Y'all on y'all way back, one at a time. Listen, it's hard to go against a winner. This game is full of guys that I'll accept the criticism, I'll accept the critique, but I want to hear the facts. I want to come on and hear, where did you draw that conclusion at? What made you think like that? And then, you know what I mean? And if so, what can we do to show you where we believe we are in the sport? So, here I am with you guys. And listen, I knew it would only be a matter of time. I'm back like I never left. I love that smile you have over there, Radio Rahim. You think what I'm saying?
I like the origin. We're getting a little bit of a pushback from our own audience because we do a pre-fight show. And there was no bigger fight for us last Saturday night than Devin Haney and Brian Norman. We talked about it multiple times in the previous show right before the fight. From my perspective, I don't pick fights anymore. I'll give you my reason why, because I don't know who's going to win. And I want to stop lying about pretending like I know how these fights are going to turn out. The truth is, it is a sweet science. And on the night, there are two entities who have never met before. Even if it's a rematch, they're not the same men that they were the day they met in the first time in the ring. And the experiment that is about to go down is what the science is all about. So I'm going to take my ego out of it, pretending like I know who's going to win on the night, and just talk about what I know about these two elements and what might happen when they collide. With that said,
with that said, pressure bust pipes, but pressure also makes diamonds. And I thought you were a diamond, Radio Rahim. You mean to tell me
shining encased in platinum?
Well, listen. Well, don't stop with your colorful analysis and your predictions, because that's what they are. They're your prediction, and I believe as a boxing community, right? All this, everything that goes on in a barbershop, everything that goes on in the bar. Why do we gotta be so uptight? If somebody wants to yell, cuss, and walk out the barbershop, you know what I mean? This is the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
motherfucker, you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Right. But I'm keeping myself honest, Bill. I'm keeping myself honest. And so in moments like this, I can be completely unbiased. But this is a failing for me.
Who did you pick? Who did you pick?
I didn't pick. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't pick. But when I pick a fighter,
Norman, Bill.
I get invested. Hold on, Sean. When I pick a fighter, I get invested in being right. And I find myself wanting my fighter to win because I picked them, and that's an ego thing.
I'm feeling a little Normanish right now. I feel a little Norman coming
off.
He
didn't make a pick, though, Bill.
I didn't make a pick.
To his point, he's off that now.
That's what I'm saying. What I did was say that on the night, on Saturday, Devin Haney had something to prove. Not to me, not even to Brian, but to himself. That no matter what he said before the fight, there is the ghost of that Ryan Garcia fight in the back of his head. There is the criticism from New York. And there is the fact that until he beats somebody with a big left hook that is coming to fight him, somewhat the way Ryan did, and beats that fighter, he can't get rid of that ghost of Ryan Garcia.
What you think, Sean? What you think, Sean?
Rahim, I can vouch, Bill. Rahim is 100% genuine, because here's what happens, BH.
But did he have that left hook? Did he?
Better. He blocked it and
Okay. All right.
That was it
That's
was
all.
beautiful to
That's all.
watch.
Listen, that's everything that I want to hear from my dear brother. You dig? My friends, my colleagues, the ops, the fans. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
value this and we take this thing serious. And you know what I mean? And like I said, it's
Now
you know what I mean?
Sean was a lot bit braver than I was. My ego won't allow me to get shit wrong anymore.
Can I ask you
But
this?
Rahim,
Sean
it's
Can I ask
does
you?
do.
Can I
Sean
ask you?
makes a pick.
Can I ask you though? Can I
Yeah.
ask you? Were there several channels, including guys like Timothy Bradley, who ran content all the way up to the fight, and then the day of the fight or 2 days before the fight, they picked Devin? Because those guys, I really have a problem with them because I believe they were picking Devin the whole way up and just wanted to run bullshit.
no, I can confirm. Okay, so I just a couple things, BH. For
Okay.
Rahim is genuine in his thing because what happens is it doesn't become you start hating on one guy or the other. It's you want to be right. You want to look credible. So a part of you subconsciously is gonna root for your pick, not because you got anything against the opposing fighter, but because you're worried that your credibility's on the line. So
Yes.
Rahim's like, let me take that dog,
I understand.
out of the race, and now I can, not be hitched to nothing. For TB, for my man Desert Storm, the Hall of Famer, which is where Devin's headed. My man Tim Bradley. You know, I talked to Tim, and he said I had a bad feeling after the press conference in the weigh-in. He's entitled to that, BH. He had Brian Norman the whole time. And to
Yeah.
that point, BH, I had Brian Norman and Vegas had it 50-50. And it was because Norman had a really good jab, good timing, strong. And Devin, I still think Brian Norman has a really good jab. It's just Devin took it away from him.
Mhm.
But isn't that all what makes it a bigger victory? Vegas had it straight up 50-50 at the odds. You got credible people. Tim is fresh off perfectly breaking down how Crawford would beat Canelo. He breaks down fights great all the time. So when you got credible people that really know what they're looking at, picking the other guy and your son comes out on top anyways, isn't it all the better?
Oh, listen. I don't have any problem which way you go and how you get here, as long as you get here. You know what I'm saying, Sean? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So let's talk about Saturday night.
Okay.
Now that we have a little time, we're not backstage and everybody's trying to pull your attention. The fight itself. Now, I was entertained, and I'm getting some other blowback because I thought the Bam Rodriguez fight, while it was a spectacular knockout, really, I wasn't that entertained by that fight. But I thought
I was.
Norman Haney, yeah, Sean, I won't go into why. It was a masterful domination. Really, to me, that wasn't exciting. It was just an exciting knockout.
Mhm.
Whatever. But interestingly enough, I was completely engaged in the Haney Norman battle, and I was very surprised to hear a former promoter that has worked with the Haneys, that has
That had a
promoted and
that had
spoke
a
on these fights on a consistent basis, talked
I,
about how great Devin is. He found the fight not only to not be entertaining, but to be the calling card of Devin Haney as an unentertaining fighter that can't move forward if he continues to fight this way.
and I'm just as
That's
surprised
Eddie Hearn.
as he had a, I don't know what you might want to call that little pet he had that was leaning on his shoulder. That has to be the most uncomfortable position a dad and Nigel Benn could go over and look at his son, Connor Wynn, with his head on his shoulder. Oh my God. In mid fight of a fight? Can
I,
you imagine that?
I didn't see that. I was there. Did you see that, Sean? What were
Oh
you
man,
thinking about?
listen, makes me want to, yeah, I don't even like to describe it. But yeah, okay, yeah, but I guess Connor, but I mean,
But what about that
Eddie,
criticism, Bill? Does Eddie
he
Hearn have
had
a point?
he had Connor Wynn sitting in with him, and he was jockeying for a position for Connor Wynn. But I say Connor Wynn, Connor WHE, not for long, not did nothing, never, nothing at all. Connor Wynn, what has he done?
But
Right?
he
I mean, I
sold
think
out
they were,
Tottenham Stadium back to back.
what the fuck does that mean?
That means he sells tickets. It might be the biggest draw your son could fight moving forward.
Oh, so it matters about. So now we're on the draw. You have to make it make sense. What's making sense? Is the ticket sale, the legacy? Which one makes sense?
Well, this is down to the fighter and his advisors. Which one is more
Okay. All right.
important?
Well, listen. What I'm interested in is some real fight, something really happening, and not someone that hasn't did anything. I just don't want to be in the ring with somebody that hasn't fought a champion, became a champion. Um, I don't know. Sean, you'd have to tell me more about what he's done.
Well, I said it. I'm keeping it real. They're two weight classes apart. Connor, that was a non-title fight with Eubank. Rahim's right. I mean, especially the first fight had the UK on fire. But yeah, they're two weight classes apart. Connor, yeah, I get what you're saying. You're like, there's other unifications in this division. There's guys like Shakur and Teo who are fighting who might come up from 140 for a fight.
Yeah,
Um,
no, his dad. Hey, no, his dad is a real man, right?
Nigel
His
Benn,
dad,
oh yeah,
yeah.
he should be
Nigel
in the
Benn
Hall of
is a
Fame. You
no.
remember
He's
the Gerald McClellan fight, Bill?
yeah. No, he's a stud. He's a stud, right? And just to have a son like that, right? I mean, that shit doesn't fly around here. You ain't fought nobody. You ain't did nothing, but you walk around like you're something. Come on, man. Devin been chasing this shit since he was 19, 20 years old, dog. You know what
He
I'm
is.
saying?
What do you
Like,
think of his explosiveness, Bill? Explosive
I
fighter.
don't. Well, listen, I have to see him in there with someone that I can say, is young, is in the same division, is not dehydrated. I need to see more, right? And that's the
Did
only
you
thing
see
that I
more in the
said.
rematch? Did he get better?
I think he might have gotten better, and I think Eubank might have gotten worse. You agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
So that didn't, that didn't. I mean, it's the dads both have bragging rights for their son, at the playground. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't win anything but rights. You know what I mean on the swing, that other shit, the slide and the rest of that shit, and you know what I mean. Wasn't no real hardware or nothing, no legacy involved. You know what I mean? Nigel Benn, a legend, two-weight world champion. You know what I mean? So Devin, three-weight world champion. So I can say that Devin has done more than the Benns have done in two lifetimes.
Now for Eddie though, Bill, and Devin was on
Eddie,
Helwani
listen,
as
shout out, listen, let me clear something up with Eddie, and then no other than Big Anthony Joshua. About money, you know what I mean? Big motherfucking deal. He's a big deal. He's a champion. He is Mr. UK, and he deserves to come out here and get this payday with no other than MVP promotions, Jake Paul, everything that he's doing in the sport, bringing over all the YouTubers and all that, then knocking out some boxers and mixing it up. To I'm
and
saying
fighting Mike at damn near
right,
60.
but still, I give him the credit as being the biggest YouTube boxing star. It means something, y'all. We started on YouTube, y'all on YouTube, he's on YouTube, everybody's smiling like YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, then where you at?
Okay, but Sean, what was your question
Wait,
about
wait,
Eddie?
wait, wait. Hold on,
So
hold on, hold on, hold on.
We're all the way to
No,
Jake
wait.
Paul now.
I need to salute. I need to salute this event that's happening,
Uh-huh.
right? I need to salute this event that's happening between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, right? And that's what Eddie has going. That's what he has
well,
going.
but
Huh?
just for Eddie, I've always looked at the situation, and I imagine what he's upset about is when Devin got the WBC interim with or no, the interim, then he got elevated to
He
full in the
couldn't deliver
franchise. We used to go back
Lomachenko.
and forth about that.
He couldn't deliver Lomachenko. We came over to get Luke Campbell. He couldn't deliver Luke Campbell for us, right? He couldn't
But from
deliver him.
his perspective,
Okay,
Bill,
wait a second.
he's like
Let me just tell you. He
yeah.
signed with him to get Luke Campbell for the world championship. He couldn't get Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell left and um, went and top rank, swooped in and get him. And it was an unprecedented time where the champion from another division will petition to fight for a vacant belt. with Luke Campbell's with the vacant WBC belt. We were supposed to fight. So Eddie was snatched the opportunity. We went and had a meeting the day that Regis Prograis, I believe, was it Regis Prograis had won. Jose Ramirez had beat the guy. We were in
Josh
whatever.
Taylor. Josh Taylor beat
Just
Jose Ramirez.
one of them. We were
Yeah,
there, and Bob Arum said, "You signed with the wrong promoter." You remember that?
yeah,
He said
yeah.
you
After
signed with the
Ramirez and
wrong
Hooker. Ramirez and Hooker.
Ramirez and Hooker. He said you signed with the wrong promoter, right? I'm like, damn, Eddie, and you just going to laugh about it, right? So then it came time for us to fight with George Kambosos, right? Lou DiBella and Bob Arum. Lou DiBella had Kambosos, and Bob Arum had Lomachenko. So they wouldn't do a deal with Eddie involved with us because they couldn't get the fighter to do a 3-fight deal. So they X'd Eddie out, had put the deal on the table for us to do not just a 1 fight. Remember, because if we were with Eddie and we weren't signed with Eddie, Eddie bragged about us being a free agent. He didn't put any money to secure us to make us be indebted to him, nor would we probably have signed anything. But we went because we always want to be able to make the biggest deals and the best deal happen. We went with Top Rank and Lou DiBella and did the 3 fights. We told Top Rank, in all fairness, we got these 2, so the 3rd fight we could run out and go to 140, but we will honor it, stay at 135, and and um and fight whoever you guys want us to fight, the best fighter. So in turn, now I believe since then it was yeah, Brian Norman. We just did the business again with Brian Norman. So it's always good business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And as I'm thinking about it, you guys even went back with Eddie for the Regis Prograis
Regis
fight. But I
Prograis
think
fight, yes, yes.
But I think what maybe he was upset about is he did the investment at the champ to get in the championship level, the introduction to championship level, your
All that
Linares's,
bullshit
Gamboa's,
don't mean nothing. Hey, listen,
right?
anybody listen, all the fighters listen. Don't that all that don't mean nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Fighters fight, you know what I mean, and promoters promote. You know what I'm saying? Like you do, and you fulfill your end of the deal, and that's what
Right.
you're supposed to do. If it's 3 fights, if it's 2 fights, 1 fight, and you don't hang your head, leave out like you mad about something. Like Devin said, he sounded like he's a bitter ex-girlfriend. We only
What's he
signed
bitter
up to be
about,
married
though?
for a certain amount of time, huh?
But what's he bitter about?
The
We only
best I could
we,
get,
we
the
only
best I
said
could
that we
guess
were
is
going to be
now
in good.
that the biggest fights are here and he's not a part of the business, and maybe he haven't
Nor is
invested
he
in
a
the
part of
introduction. Yeah,
nor is he a part of Richard Hitchenson's business, nor is he a
right,
part of Shakur's business per se. I mean, it's a lot of guys that have came and he's not part of their business. And
yep, yep.
he used the same business model to attract them, and then they used our same business model to unattach from him, meaning finish your deal out, right? And then take a look at your landscape. What's wrong with that?
Well, let's look at
Now,
the landscape. I suppose that's good business if you're getting the fights that you want for the money you want to get for them.
mhm.
And I'm assuming Eddie would make the same
Shout
decision
out to
based
Turkey
on his
Allah Sheik.
business.
Shout out to Turkey Allah Sheik, Sela, Dr. Rakan, and everybody over there for making things happen and turning this wild, wild west into a great opportunity for fighters, managers, and everyone that's working hard to get those fights.
Right, but
Because it was a
to
lot of,
that point, Bill, does
uh-huh.
this is this an era where your fighter in particular, but fighters maybe don't see promoters as necessary as they once did? Are you able just to deal with Turkey and his machine without having to go through a promoter anymore for network deals and to get the fights you want? Is this a direct
I mean,
conversation?
well, I mean, we've always looked at ourselves as a promotional outfit. We came in the game promoting Devin, and you know what I mean. We've never stopped. I mean, I think that you see today, everyone was concerned about over the weekend of who we wanted to fight. You know what I mean. We allowed for the opportunity for Devin to rest and everyone to kind of decompress and enjoy that. And I think that you see the first of the week, you see our company back pounding out who we're looking for and what direction we're going in. So we don't have to ask
That's
any
what we want to
questions.
hear because
Yeah.
Devin just yesterday on Ariel Helwani was asked repeatedly who he's going to fight next, and all he said was whatever my dad says, whoever my dad picks, whoever my dad wants. What does Devin Haney's dad want? Who does he pick?
Um, we're looking for a guy by the name of Rolando Romero. Yeah, the guy with the big awkward style that more importantly be the guy that we don't like, that we know is unfocused, we know is uncertain, we know that might be going any and every direction. Give us the guy that beat him. That's the guy we want.
This is also a guy who claims that he is, in fact, Devin Haney's biological father. Is
Well,
there,
well,
is there any
listen.
truth to this rumor, Bill?
Okay, so now listen. The one thing about Devin is a whole lot of people want to take credit. Now, I think you have now. Which guy are you talking about? Are you talking about
Rolly
Rolly?
Romero has stated
Okay,
publicly that he is, in fact, Devin Haney's biological father, and that might be the reason that you two have beef.
In
and I
it
think
was my interview on Fight Hype a couple years ago.
okay, and and Ryan just came out and said the same thing. So I really believe that it's all just a kind of a shot at me, all playful and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so.
Why Rolly? What makes him the right opponent for this time?
Well, I mean, it's a unification fight. It's someone that beat the guy that cheated us. So it's only right, and it's the guy that cheated doesn't want a rematch. He left him at the altar, for whatever reason it being, and one me thinking that it's that he's dangerous and he didn't want to lose twice to him. So it's a perfect opportunity for Devin to come in and do the same thing that he did with Brian Norman, is set the people straight.
Why do you think Ryan Garcia didn't want that rematch? I mean, it
Well, I
would.
mean, because he lost to him the first time. You know what I mean? He lost to him the first time, so he wants to go and try to do the Ryan Garcia, psychology thing or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't care
What
to
did
do
you
it.
think of
We're,
Rolly
we're
handicapping him, Bill?
well, that's what I think. Listen, Rolly, he was focused during the presser. I got a chance to see him. He was focused in the fight, and he's been focused after. That's the kind of business that we want to be involved with. We would like for you guys not to mix us up with the bullshit until the bullshit mixes itself out. You know what I mean? You guys see him. Ryan is, he's back with the. I'm not going that route. We didn't even know if he was going to show up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going that route. Find somebody else for him to play with.
Bill, they've never liked each other, Devin and Rolly, since they were teenagers.
Right.
And we know
So,
they
right. It's the time. The time is now. I mean, I don't want to, because he comes from. Have you ever met his dad? Good
of
Cuban dude.
course.
Oh
Yep.
man,
Came
solid.
from Cuba Spar, Sugar Ray Leonard
Yeah,
back
man.
in the day.
And his dad ain't nothing to play with. His dad is serious, but I don't know why. Hey, Papa Romero. I don't know. Is your son a mouse? I don't know. I don't know. I know you raised him. You raised him to be tough, Papa. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, no disrespect. If we now is the time for him to get a big payday. Biggest payday. Biggest mucho payday of his life, Papa. If you hear this, mucho money to you and the Romero family from
Rahim.
us.
It's a unification bout, so that speaks for itself. I understand why
But
Devin would want to bring
mucho.
another strap, but it's got to be about legacy now, Bill, right? Because we know
Well,
the mucho fight is not what Devin Haney is interested in.
no,
He's
no, no,
interested
no,
in
no,
this.
no.
To go
I'm
back to the
telling
Cono
Papa,
Benn fight, that's what he's
Right, because
getting
I
at,
mean, if it's
Bill.
about the
no,
mucho dinero, this ain't that fight.
uh, no, this
But
is the no.
okay.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is because Turkey cares about good fights and the real fights. This guy beat Brian Garcia. Now, Turkey doesn't necessarily care about defense and this and that. He wants a good fight. We know this guy is awkward. We know this guy is tough. We know this guy is coming. He has zero respect for Devin. It makes for a great fight.
Is
So,
Turkey already on board with this fight? Is that what we're
well,
hearing?
Well, listen, one thing that I know about Turkey, I don't have to speak for him, but I know that he's on board for the big and best fights to happen. I believe that this is the right next fight.
Well,
Does Rolly present a challenge greater than just being an opportunity to unify? Is Rolly dangerous for Devin Haney?
Well, I mean, I believe that to do it as the people would like, right? He is the next dangerous opponent, right? Then you go to Crocker, right? You go to Crocker. Barrios is busy, right? So out of Crocker and Rolly Romero, for the people, we chose Rolly Romero.
so what's crazy is last night, I mean, I wish I could get this person, let's just say extremely as close as you could possibly get to Rolando Romero. Just by chance, I'm talking on the phone with them last night. I see Bill's tweets. I go, do you think Rolly could win? Do you really think, Rolly could win? And the person who again is as close to Rolly as could possibly be goes, yes. And I go, why? And he says, I'm explosive. And what gives a pure boxer problems is if someone's faster than them and more explosive than them. He said that's why Ryan gave Devin his problems. What do you say to that, Bill?
Well, then come on, explosive, right? We need explosive. Come on, explosive.
What do you remember from their sparring sessions, Bill? We've seen only 15-second clips, but was it competitive? What was
Explosive.
Was Rolly able to hold his own? Was he getting the better of some rounds? Was it exciting? Was it explosive for those who were watching?
He was explosive.
why do you think they is it just pure competition? Because guys like Devin and Shakur, they got along back in the amateurs, Devin and Ryan. Why have Devin and Rolly never gotten along?
Um, that's just healthy competition. You know what I mean? You want to see two guys that don't get along. You know what I mean? We have enough guys in boxing that get along, and I don't think we care to really see them, right? If you got to force them in the ring, right? Um, this is the ultimate grudge match. He was on the hit list. The hit list is real, and we just want to see, is he chicken or not?
What version of Ryan do you think he beat? Because obviously Ryan didn't look like he did against Devin last April, but
Oh,
how
he
much
beat
stock do you put into that win?
well, he beat the focused, determined um, Ryan Garcia, a focused one, an unfocused one, a con artist, a guy that's bullshitting. Maybe I'm this, maybe I'm. I don't want that. What do I want to do with that? If you want to really box, you want to really put on something. But if we want to play with the crowd, play with somebody else, man.
But wait a minute, Bill. You're saying that Rolly beat a focused,
Yes, he was focused.
the best version of Ryan
Right?
Garcia?
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who did Devin fight?
Oh, Devin fought a con man, an unfocused guy, a guy that didn't know. We didn't know if he was going to actually, if the fight was going to actually happen or any of that. Who wants to do that again?
But
Right?
wouldn't the latter be the harder guy
I
to
don't
beat?
want to do it. You go do it. You
I'm
listen.
just
How
saying.
about this? How about this? Listen. You see how when you told me you had to call the cameraman? The
Yeah.
cameramen are focused. They showed up on time. You knew when you told me 6 o'clock they were going to be there. That's the kind of environment a true professional works in, right? The other environment, well, I don't know if he's smoking, if he's drinking. I don't know if he did something with the kids. Is he doing something for the kids? I don't know if he. Come on, man.
So
He
you're saying Rolly fought the more difficult
look at
Ryan
him. Look
Garcia?
at him. No, and listen, and I don't want to deal with they shit too. Look at Ryan. Oh, what is he gonna do? You know that bullshit. Chomp, 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 chomp. You know the bullshit, right? And when we try to get you guys to call on it, you're not able to call on it because of the
Oh no, you gotta check the
Garcia.
receipts. You gotta
Listen,
check my
no,
records,
no,
check my
listen.
Yeah,
files.
we've
You
Okay, but I'm
understand.
saying
understand?
this. Okay, no, but I'm saying this. As a whole, right? We
The
don't
media.
want to, as a whole, media and everyone else, we don't want to bash the kid because we don't know if the kid is going through something. We don't want to, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of that went into that. Was that not true, Radio Rahim, or do you just have
Yeah,
something in your eye?
the only thing that's confusing me is it sounds like you're painting a picture of a better, more focused, professional Ryan Garcia who was beaten by Rolly, and then an unfocused, untimely, maybe smoking. I don't know what the kids thing was
Well, maybe
about.
smoke. Well, listen,
That
maybe smoking.
while it
Maybe
was
wait. When it's
expunged
the
from the
maybe.
record,
Okay,
did have a
but
better night against Devin, far
why?
better night
Okay,
than
but
what
why didn't?
he was able to do against
Uh-huh.
Rolly. So wouldn't that
Okay.
stand to reason that Rolly beat the better version of Ryan and Devin lost to a worse version of Ryan?
So what else would he be on then on that night? What was the difference that we know Ryan to be on that he wasn't on while fighting Rolly?
Okay. Well, now we're getting somewhere, Bill.
No, I'm asking you a question. Do you want to answer
Well,
the
I know. And
question?
listen, there's no
No, no.
controversy in that. He was found to have a banned substance in his system. That whole conversation has been
Wait,
had.
wait, wait, wait,
All
wait,
I'm
wait, wait,
saying
wait, wait, wait,
is,
wait, 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 wait. Let me
if
start
that
over
is,
again. Let
if the
Oh,
case
if
is
that
that
is
he, but did he get better or worse after that?
you didn't answer my question yet, but I'm going to ask you the question.
What? I don't know. Do I misunderstand the question?
Huh? Yeah,
He
yeah.
he was on a banned substance, Bill. This
He
is
was
not.
on, no, no, he was
There's
on
no.
what? No, no,
What?
he was on what? He was on what?
What was that? Was it
What was that?
Ostarine.
Ostarine?
Ostarine.
Okay, boom, time.
Okay, I didn't know you needed. Yeah, Ostarine, and he came in well overweight. On top of that, even though you accepted the fight, he was well out of the weight class,
Okay,
even on the scales the night before, the day before.
okay.
So
You're
both
from
of
the
those
Bay.
things.
You're from the Bay. Do you want to fight a crack addict or do you want to fight a regular mechanic?
I want to fight a mechanic that is clean, but
There you
also
go.
the best version of himself.
Okay, so which one was Ryan? Was Ryan the crack addict or was he the mechanic?
Which time?
The
And
time he fought Devin.
crackheads are
Wait,
hard to
hold on, hold
fight,
on,
Bill.
hold on, hold
I
on,
don't know if you
hold on,
can
hold
beat
on,
up a
hold on,
crackhead
hold
in
on. Let
the
me get on.
street.
Wait. Which one was Radio Rahim? Which one was
Listen, crack
Ryan?
addict's
What?
not how I would describe it, but he was
Okay, well,
absolutely
no,
unhinged.
no.
He was
Wait,
unhinged, Bill. The
similar
way it
to.
was
Wait a
chaos,
minute,
the whole
hold on,
thing. I get you.
hold on. Okay, was he unhinged, similar to a crack addict or a mechanic?
I would not want that Ryan Garcia working on my car. I'll put it that way.
Hey, listen, like I told you, I'm gonna make y'all keep that shit stuffed all the way up your motherfucking arse.
Okay, Bill.
Hey,
Bill, give me a
listen,
moment here.
no. Let me tell you, I'm going to listen. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to publicly whip the shit out of y'all until you guys are able to tell the truth. I don't
Bill,
know
let me
who you
keep it.
work for. I don't know what channel this is sponsored by, but I told you one thing is, I said, listen, I told my guy, I said, Radio Rahim, this is not going to be personal. I'm going to whip the narrative of your fans that you represent, and you have to, because radio doesn't have to. When me and him see each other, it's not all this BS. Radio Rahim has to cover it like grandma's blanket because it's the fans that follow Seconds Out, that follows Sean Zittel, that you guys want them to say this stupid shit.
Bill, no, let me cook for a second. I'm gonna keep it
Yes, sir.
funky.
Keep it funky.
So Ryan, not only did he pop for Ostarine and blow weight, his voice changed for 6 months. And I was asking that on Twitter back in February. I said,
Yeah.
why has Ryan Garcia's voice changed? Which
Yeah.
it is a symptom of some type of performance enhancing use. His whole temperament changed.
Yes.
And then he went back to the Ryan Garcia that we knew before the Devin fight and after the Devin fight. So I always, I guess you could say, had your back about that thing. I always, even before Ryan Garcia had the PEDs pop off, I was on the Porterway podcast. You could check the receipts saying it was wrong what he did blowing weight in the first place. And it was wrong how people were getting at Devin on social media. And not just that, but well, shit, I've lost my train for a minute, Bill, but I said all that. And here's the thing though, BH, he, at the same time, he's a legend. He's a legend. All this stuff about Vada and Conti, and we know Conti got the clear that yeah, but Bill, you gotta let the people. This is what people are talking about in the internet, in the streets,
And they're
everything.
not talking about that in the streets. They're not talking about that anywhere, because if they were talking about that, then we would be doing something to change it. We didn't do anything to change it, right? That's that old cliche is we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. You see what I'm
But
saying?
Bill,
And let me tell you why.
yeah,
Because the guy went in and pled guilty. I said guilty, guilty the filthy devils tried to do me. He went in there and pled guilty to every count on the charge sheet and walked away and told you guys, let me piss on your head and tell you it's raining. And y'all, he went in there and pled guilty. Not only did he plead guilty, he pled guilty to the fine and was given a fine of $1 million that was given to, guess who?
to you guys,
Oscar De La
right,
Hoya.
Oscar, yeah.
Oscar De La Hoya. You dig?
But Bill, you
So
gotta
they
let
guess
me
what they
finish here.
did? They swapped the
Over on
money.
that point,
They swapped the money like you swap spit. You dig what I'm saying?
was there
Like it
some kind
wasn't
of
shit.
settlement between Garcia and Haney? Because I know the lawsuit went
There's
forward, but I don't know what
there
happened
was
to it.
there was no settlement between Garcia and Haney. One thing that we did was we dropped, in terms of me, dropped the lawsuit because Turkey Al Sheikh said that he was going to make the fight happen because Ryan them was trying to cheat and run out with everything, right? They trying to cheat and run out with. We said, oh hell no! You come back here. We got to do this shit again. You didn't cheat it. He said, well, we don't need it. We don't need to fight. We don't need to fight again, and all the shit, right?
Mm.
That was their thing, right? Sean, did they kept saying they don't need to fight?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
right away in the aftermath. Yeah,
Right.
he said
Yes, right
F
away.
Devin Haney. He said fuck Devin Haney after the
Right.
rematch. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. But Bill, you got to
Well,
let
no,
me.
no, no. Wait. After the rematch, he said, "Fuck Devin" to a
Not
rematch.
after the first fight. After the first fight, he was
No, no.
saying
Let's clear it up.
immediately.
He
Yeah.
said, "Fuck Devin" to any rematch.
Yes.
Right. And to this day, he hasn't committed to the rematch. We haven't seen his.
I mean, he's saying the right things now
Oh,
about
well, I
wanting to
don't
make
give
it
a
happen.
fuck about saying the right things. You said the right things then. You said you was going to come in on weight.
Right.
Right.
So you
Oh,
dropped the
but
lawsuit
Raheem, give me a
to
moment, man, because I gotta
Well,
finish
he's a
the
cook.
original thought, which
Listen,
was
give him a time to cook, radio.
I held Brian accountable. And when he was talking all that stuff about Vada and Conti, I didn't jump off of that because he was blatant and he tested positive and all that. So we're not doing that.
He's still
But
doing Vada.
when
Wait a
you
minute,
came
he's
at
still
Brian
doing
Norman
Vada.
Jr., when you were pressing Brian Norman Jr. to get to the Vada testing before what was already agreed upon, and that's
No,
what made
no,
me
no,
and
no,
Dev have a
no,
little bit of a falling out was
no,
I had a
because
post.
you needed to call me because listen to this. Anytime that I signed for a fight, anytime that we agreed to the fight, and you want to tell the public that the fight is going to happen, we go in Nevada. Now, we don't have to go. You don't have to go in Nevada if we want to
But
just
if you're
talk.
Brian Norman
If
Jr.,
you want,
Bill,
listen. I don't.
and you
I'm
know
saying
that
is, if you don't listen to this, what I'm telling you is, Devin was the A side on it. We brought the fight to Brian Norman, right? We brought everything to him, right? Now, if you say that there's something over there with Brian, you go check him out right now. You can go over there and follow him
I
on that.
understand that.
Y'all having a hard. No, y'all having a hard time helping Brian Norman right now. I'm doing more help with Brian Norman than you guys are. Now listen, hold on one second, right? And we gave him the biggest payday of his career, bigger than boots, bigger than anything that he was going to ever get. So just hold on. What I say to anyone is, you don't have to go in vital right now, but I'm going to sign the fight enough time away that when we sign the fight, you're going to go in VADA and you're going to be in VADA long enough that I know from analytics and studying, you're going to be clean. The residuals from whatever that you're doing right now, go ahead. Listen, shoot away, shoot yourself, stick yourself, do everything that you want to do personally. I'm talking to you. But as soon as we talk to Turkey and we get that fight signed, it's going to be out in enough time that the analytics going to say that you're going to come in there like Brian Norman.
But Bill, if you're looking at it from Norman's perspective, and you know the Haney camp has Conti, who I had on the record years ago, and I never dropped that because I could have dropped it after Ryan when a lot of motherfuckers were making money on YouTube parroting
listen,
Ryan's series.
our biggest, rest in peace to Victor Conte, because our biggest
Yes,
win,
sir.
our biggest win, and we looked the strongest when Victor Conte wasn't here.
True, but
True.
I mean, he was there for a duration of the camp, and whatever.
No, he was not there for no duration of the camp. He was sick. He never was there a day of our camp. He wasn't there with Ramirez.
But you say that like his supplements can't be prescribed while he's still sick. Like that chain of command can't still go down.
You said the chain of command can't go down.
Yeah, it's not like whatever.
Well, listen. Well, then listen. If you're talking about a chain of command, the chain of command could have been before he even came into the game. The chain of command could have came from him and be still after he's long gone and dead. That can last 2,000 years. Chain of command.
But what I'm saying is, if you're Norman Jr., and this is why I brought it up, is at the time was if you know that the other guy has a strength coach who's admitted on record that he can circumvent the test that you're taking, you're not going to think something in the back of your head that what if they got something to pass the test and I don't, and now I'm in this testing.
You must be talking about,
you know.
You must be talking about Ryan Garcia's strength coach. What's the bald head man name? What's his name?
Did he have gains that first? I don't know.
With Freddie
Derek
Roach.
James?
That's
his trainer. But
you mean Alex Ariza?
No. I don't know if he had him, Alex Ariza. No, I know the other guy that he just had. Yeah, well, he had the same shit. But I'm gonna tell you this though. Let me tell you how crazy you are. Is you can talk about, Sean, I'm talking about you specifically. You can talk about Victor Conte and what he possibly could do, right? Chain of command, what he possibly could do.
What he's capable of.
What's he capable of? But what did Cono Benn actually happen to him?
Oh, but see, you got to check the records, check the files. There was one reporter on his ass when he fought Pistol Pete Dobson.
I'm asking you. No.
And that was me.
Okay, but no, I just asked you.
So I keep the same energy.
Okay, so
whether it's Ryan, Cono Benn, my man David Benavidez wanted to take my head off in February because I asked him about Memo.
Okay, so no, what I'm asking you about is Cono Benn.
Yes, sir.
What happened with him?
He popped with the eggs, and then they had to take him to the United States because he couldn't fight back home. And I grilled Eddie and Connor about that in person.
He popped for what?
What was it? Some shit. Something you're not supposed to take. That's
what I said is. You guys are too busy, right? You're not even busy on the guys that did pop. You got Ryan.
I did though.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, do you mention that every time? Because Victor and us haven't been found to have did anything.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I think it deserved a discussion to the public. I think that quote from Victor.
It doesn't deserve a discussion to the public when we have zero, right? What deserves a discussion to the public is the ones that have some.
Okay. I mean, are we cool? Can I?
Listen,
I
mean, listen. You know what?
Okay.
Zero.
I want to make sure everybody's had their say. I'm not trying to.
But I just want to tell Sean to tell you know what zero is? It's nothing. Zero is zero. You keep looking in for zero to be a hero, and you keep coming up with nothing. But I'm saying is, when I go to talk about the other guys that popped in, you're not an expert. You don't know what they was. You don't know what it was. And I don't know. I think it was something like this. Why aren't you an expert?
I brought in the Osterine when my man was struggling to remember which one it was. We got the Osterine off right away. And
right. It was a struggle. But I'm saying is there's zero necessarily accountability that you're holding those guys to. What were those guys who've popped dirty proven that they're clean now?
Well, yeah. I mean, Cono Benn, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I think Ryan's last fight with Rolly was under VADA time.
You think or you know?
And he passed that time. So.
You think, but you don't know. You see what I'm saying? It's because you're not concerned. You're concerned with the zero in Devin because that's what your fans want you guys to do. They're going to run you out the building if you don't keep up with that the same bullshit.
Oh no, they were lighting me up. All the Ryan Garcia false idol worshippers from last year, they were all over me, Bill, because I was holding them accountable. All over me. And Cono Benn looked like towards the end of me grilling him about his steroid problem, he wanted to take my head off. So
Okay, it's no longer Conor Benn, it's Conor Wynn.
Okay, well,
W-H-E,
Bill, you got two
not
guys
for nothing.
who don't have nothing, who have something nefarious on their record. One got it expunged, and one had to take the punishment. But to get that fight that is the biggest, bigger than Ben, would be Garcia. It looks to me like you're creating a
I'm not
Final
looking.
Four.
I'm
But
not looking. I'm not
but
looking. I
but
am not looking.
you don't want a Garcia fight. What you're saying? I've heard the
Listen,
win
listen.
Ben thing, but are you saying that you're not interested in a Ryan
He ha-
Garcia fight if he comes through and beats
Ryan
Barrios?
Garcia has a fight coming up.
Right, but he
Waited.
can become world
Listen,
champion in that
we
fight.
we waited for Ryan Garcia to become a champion, and Rolly beat the shit out of him. Right? We waited for Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia didn't want to. He didn't want to fight. Listen. We waited on Ryan Garcia. He wanted to fight Rolly. We waited on Ryan Garcia. He got beat by Rolly. We waited on Ryan Garcia. He wants to fight Mario Barrios. We're
Yeah.
not waiting on Ryan Garcia,
You don't
man.
have to. You fight Rolly on the same night that Ryan fights Barrios. That's everybody's ready at the same time. Little Birdie told me that could actually happen. That's what I like to call a Final Four. And then whoever comes through that bottleneck, we looking for a big time unification. And then
God damn
one
it.
outlier.
Listen, God damn it, Radio Rahim, you hit it on the nose. And I'll tell you one thing. I don't give a fuck what happens. We worry about the one fight at a time. Give us Rolly Romero, and then we're going to get to all the rest of that shit.
Now, let me ask you this.
Ryan
I do
beats
just want to
Barrios,
put a
Bill?
button. I do just want to put a button on this lawsuit thing because it seems to me like you dropped the lawsuit with the promise of a Garcia rematch that never materialized. So did you get gamed out of getting the money that you believe you deserve for that lawsuit? And is that promise not still going to be held to bear? Like, are you gonna say, hey, listen, we did what we said we're gonna do. You got.
I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. We got the relationship with His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, and he said that everything was going to. We're going to make sure that we get Ryan Garcia in there to fight. We get all the guys in there to fight, and that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? We know that they cheated us, and then they went on every platform and saying that Devin's career is over with. He doesn't need to fight no more. He needs to retire. They said they weren't going to rematch him. They were really trying to kill the brand. Sean Zittel, were they not trying to kill it?
Yeah, of course. They were trying to throw dirt on you, bury you.
And kill the brand. And bury the brand. So, you know what I mean? I put that lawsuit on their motherfucking ass. It slowed it up. It got Turkey Al-Sheikh interested in it. And the rest is history.
What do you think happens when Ryan Garcia faces Mario Barrios?
I don't think about it. I'm not worried about him.
Take yourself out of Devin's corner for a minute. You are a boxing analyst. You know the game. You've been in the corners. Look at that matchup and break it down.
Well, I mean, if I come out the corner, I'll take a look at it. I'm trying to figure out what bottle of booze is he going to take? You know what I mean? What Kush blunt is he going to smoke? I mean, what is he going to do? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'd be thinking. Like, what's up with him?
Focus Ryan Garcia, that Rolly face.
Fighters on point.
Oh, wait a minute. Now that's a totally different guy.
Yeah, let's talk about that guy. Let's assume that's the guy that's showing up.
Well, that guy was a guy that loved and respected his family. That Henry Garcia and Mrs. Garcia, you know what I mean, has something that they could be proud about. That was a guy that we had 3 amateur fights. We won 3 amateur fights against him. He won 3. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful rivalry. And then in came the bullshit. And what I'm saying is that I'm drinking on the stage. We don't know if you're going to come to fight. You're worrying about children that have been abducted. Then you say that you've been touched and all this other shit that we had never heard about, right? That he brought into the fight. I'm not interested in that. Hey, man, listen, if that's what you got working and that's going to work that on somebody else, you're doing good. We looking for Brian Norman.
Who wins the fight, Bill? Who wins the fight, Garcia and Barrios? Who wins the fight?
I think that I'm going to take your position and I'm just going to
But you said he shouldn't take that position anymore,
yeah,
Bill.
I think I'm feeling a little Radio Rahimish right now about the shit. The way you just pressured me into it. I'm telling you, listen, shout out to Mario Barrios and all, but the guy is starting out wrong, man. He's putting one bottle up here, he putting another bottle up here. He's starting out wrong, bro. I'm not interested.
Mm.
Are you? I'm saying, is it the same shit, or are you here for it? You love it. You love that shit?
I'm definitely interested in the fight, but I'm more interested
So
in
you
what
love that? You love
happens
those
on the other
antics?
side of those fights. The
You
fights.
love those antics? Radio? You
No,
love
no,
those
no,
antics?
no. And I said as much at the time and since. I
Yeah,
despise those antics.
I do
I'm
too.
not into that. I'm
I
not
do
into
too.
that
I'm
at
not into
all.
that shit. No.
Let me just ask you one more. Try not to be me. There's only one Radio Raheem, as there is only one Bill Haney, and nobody
Yes,
wants two
yes,
of either
yes.
of us. So
No, no,
let's
no.
just stay in our
Kick
lane,
it. Now I
right?
told you, don't hold nothing back. Don't hold nothing back. Come on with it.
Connor Wynn, as you
Okay.
like to call it. Well, there's
W-H-E.
never been a better time for Wynn than now. He's gotten his 2 fights. He's got a major, big profile. It's a crossover. Casuals are interested in him as well. Where should he go next? I mean, I see maybe it is Crocker, so he can get in this, this belt competition. Where would you like to see a Cono Benn go to get the kind of credibility that you think he needs?
I don't know, Rahim. You'd have to talk to somebody interested.
Oh my gosh. This is a potential opponent for Devin. I'm just trying to set the table.
Listen.
We don't get to the
Wait.
wisdoms.
27 years old, 3 divisions, youngest undisputed.
Yeah.
That doesn't even look like something that we should even be talking about.
Bill, you like money. And he might be able to get himself a world title on top of it.
Listen.
That is a money fight.
Hey, Jake Paul. Hello.
What about
Jake.
are you trying to turn down? Are you trying to turn down 50 million?
Hello, Jake.
Please don't do that.
Hello, Jake.
Stop. That's not a money fight. That's not a Jake
they said something about money.
Wasn't on the hit list.
Hey, listen, Jake. They said something about money, Jake. Jake is the money man. Listen, if you want some money, go talk to Jake. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
You want to be great?
After December 19th, you think Jake's going to still be fighting?
Hey, man, Jake is going to be in the money. Anthony Joshua is going to be in the money. Some guys was just born to do this shit. And those 2 guys, I wouldn't bet on them not being in the money.
Well, one of those 2 guys is going to get destroyed on December 19th because if Joshua loses that fight, he's absolutely 110% done. If Joshua beats Paul, which he should do in explosive fashion quickly, then the Jake Paul money train might be done.
So, hey, AJ, if you're listening to me, just use your jab, man. Don't do Jake like that, man. Don't do Jake like that. The world wants you to do Jake like that, man. He don't deserve it. Just use your jab.
Francis Ngannou deserved it, but Jake Paul for some reason does not. Why doesn't he deserve the Francis Ngannou treatment,
Bill? hey, man, listen. You know you ain't gonna check no bank with Francis. You know you can go get that bank with Jake. You know it. Now you know it. Stop. Y'all stop it, man. It's 2 different ways to talk about money. It's money with Connor, talking about Connor got some money. Where the fuck do Connor got some money at? And then you talk about, and I mentioned Jake, and y'all start, shh, get quiet.
Well, no. Bill, am I crazy for thinking Joshua, who's going to the Hall of Fame, but he's been stopped a few times, been stopped since the Ngannou fight. Jake looked pretty solid against Chavez Jr., who's, respectfully well past his prime. But can Jake, does he have a quickness advantage coming up in weight? Can he be safe in there, move around quite a bit?
I heard from a little birdie that AJ is making the most money he's ever made in his career.
Yeah,
which is saying something because he's had some huge paydays.
But what does that mean to you, Bill?
What does that mean to me?
Yeah, what does it mean? That
means
you're inferring something.
That means that there's only one person when you get money hungry or money driven yeah, when you get only about the money, go talk to Jake.
If they
Hey, and if you want to listen, and if you want the money,
Sean
and
has
you want
gone
the
out.
money, and you want the money, and you got to be in a good fight, talk to Turkey.
Sean has gone out on a limb and given a scenario by which Jake Paul could, not necessarily will, but could win this fight. What do you see happening December 19th?
Anthony Joshua is a bad man, and shout out to Jake for landing Anthony Joshua. But when you prepare for Jake, I mean, you prepare for Tank, then your replacement is Anthony Joshua. Me as a trainer is such a big stretch to prepare for. Um, you know, all I could say is, you know what I mean? AJ, don't kill him. Right? Don't kill him. Don't listen to him. Yeah, Jake got a whole lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? And if Jake, now you listen to me, Jake. If you can do it, do it. Now you can do it, do it. Don't be in there playing. And if you do it, boy, you're going to shake up the world.
Jake, I'm going to get that gun and I'm going to get that money.
Woo, Jake. Woo, you're going to have people on suicide watch if you do that. I'm telling you.
Before we let you go, I do want to
talk a little Brian Norman too, Rahim. Just a little bit. We gotta get a little meat on that bone about what we saw in the corner from both trainers and just a little bit on that.
Well, this is exactly where I was going. In the post fight, Devin was so grateful, outwardly so, about the game plan that you put together. Very complimentary about how you prepared him for this fight. And if I'm honest, I was curious as to the relationship going into the fight, being that you had some rocky situation with Garcia and that potentially maybe there was some doubt in Devin's mind about what he was going to be able to do in the sport and if he could best the left hook and all the stuff that we've been talking about tirelessly. How did you feel as a trainer about being able to get your son over those rocky moments and then put together a game plan where he was 50-50 in Vegas and a lot of people were picking him to get knocked out by Norman and then he put the performance on that he did? What did that mean for you and where have you grown as a trainer?
Well, I mean, the one thing that I wanted to iron out and I wanted to overcompensate for was I wanted Devin's wheels to be greased up. I call him the Bugatti. I wanted, them slicks on, and I wanted him to know he could turn those corners. And during the Jose Ramirez fight, there was so many people saying, if Devin got hit with a left hook, Devin got. Now, mind you, even in the later rounds, I knew that if Devin had gotten hit with the same left hook that he got hit in the Norman fight with, right? Towards the end of the fight, he got hit with one, right? You guys didn't say shit. But if that had happened in the Ramirez fight, then you guys would have said, oh my God, if that was Ryan, if that was Tank, if that was Keyshawn, if that was, you know what I mean? So I wanted to take out any doubt that with you guys that if Devin didn't want to get hit with a left hook, we know how to not get hit with one. And that's completely not. So I think that you guys appreciated more in this fight, sitting down, but we sat down and we moved a little bit here and there. When we fought against Garcia, we sat down. We stayed in front of him the whole entire fight, right? And I'm thinking, right, he got knocked down, he got back up, he's fighting. He got knocked down, he got back up, he got knocked down. And then I'm thinking he's going to come out of it and you're going to say everything else that you say about every other Hispanic fighter. He's a warrior. He's a warrior. Boy, Devin has got heart. Y'all said the exact opposite. Y'all crucified him.
I always gave him credit for the heart.
Damn.
I always said he didn't get enough credit for that, Bill. For the heart he showed in that fight.
I was like, I'm not going to do that shit no more. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not gonna do. You get one chance to be a warrior for them, and it didn't work out for us.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
Sean can
Leave that to
attest.
Gabe Rosado and all those other guys. Leave that to them. No, no, no. Devin is a pure boxer, right? He's not a warrior. How about that?
Sean can attest that after the Ramirez fight, Sean, is that not exactly what I said was the thought process going into that fight? That there's no rewards for being a warrior, the way we tore him
No,
down, meant that he
no.
wasn't going to take those chances again, blah, blah, blah. Everything you said is what I thought was in the mind of Devin Haney
Yeah.
on that night.
So
But
when
on
he followed
Saturday,
me, no, but
you,
so
you
so
told him
he
to stay in
followed
the pocket. I heard
well,
you
because it
from the
was a
corner.
different, yeah, because it was a different game plan than it was for that one. The first game plan was the game of the ghosts and all these other things with the people and all the other stuff. So once we ironed that out, right, which I needed that fight to go into the Ryan Garcia fight, which would have been this one. So this would have been the performance for Ryan, unfortunately, but fortunately for Ryan, he gets a chance to see it, right? Because this is what we wanted it to be with Ryan, and he did, and he chickened out of the rematch. So now with our momentum going and where we're at, I don't want to stop and start talking about Ryan. I want to get on to the fighters that you guys think that are you know what I mean, are good, and that have belts.
Did you? And I think BH, you were also asking him to stay in the pocket because as opposed to stepping to Garcia, you kind of had a guy on a string. You had that positioning on him where you could pull the trigger and walk him into things. And really, it is because some people want it tapered off in the second half, and I understand why. That's the Floyd Mayweather school of boxing. If you got the fight won and in the bag doing what you're doing, then take it on home instead of even if there's a 2% risk of you getting overzealous, it gives the other guy a chance to get back in the fight. Well, then forget that. Let's take it home. We got the win. But
The first round, the first round that we knew that he would come out hot. You know what I'm saying? We knew
yeah,
that
yeah, he
he would
won the
come out
first
hot.
round.
Yeah, we knew that, right? But then at the same time, that instead of necessarily fighting around, you can take that round and take a look at what he has. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he came
Mm-hmm.
back out the second round to do the same shit.
Well, his dad. What did you think of his dad once we saw the broadcast
Oh, he
again?
pushed him. Listen, we
Yeah.
knew exactly from watching the first round what he was going to come out and do the second round, and he just came out and did it even faster.
Well, the quote from Norman Sr. was he can't counterpunch and step to him. And Devin counterpunched. And what was crazy about it, Bill, was they always say you don't hook with a hooker. You jab
Yeah.
with a jabber, but you don't hook with a hooker. Was that the game plan that we're actually going to hurt him and set him up with the left hook at some point?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
because
I mean, that
you
was
always
like
know
I
they say
said,
don't hook
that
with the
was
hooker. Devin
this
almost
was
knocked
there
him
was
out doing that.
well, this was for the other guy. You know what I'm saying? We were
Ryan.
we were training. That was for him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hope we get a chance to see whatever the game plan evolves to for Ryan Garcia. I am not shy about saying that's a rematch not only I want, I think Devin needs it. Boxing needs it. Whichever Ryan Garcia shows up, it definitely
Yeah,
won't be the one he
whichever
fought the
Ryan
first time.
Garcia shows up,
Won't be the
we
one he
don't
fought the
care.
first
We
time.
don't care. Yeah,
If Ryan
listen, we
handles his
don't care.
business, it's the biggest fight
Hey,
in American boxing.
It's the
If
biggest
Ryan
fight.
handles his business, Bill, because of all the human drama that surrounds those two young men, and then you actually make it a welterweight
well,
unification on top of
yes,
that,
yes,
that's
that
going to
that
be the biggest
becomes
fight in boxing,
right,
Bill.
right. But the fight that pushes our trajectory towards the Mount Rushmore of boxing is Rolly Romero or Crocker to become unified and Ring Magazine champion.
Yeah, but you need that Ryan Garcia fight. If he beats Barrios, you're gonna need that Ryan Garcia fight to be first and foremost on
Okay,
that
but
Mount Rushmore.
but but we can't talk about him if he already has a fight, and we don't want to wait. We want to keep the
You can,
momentum going.
but
Okay,
we can,
yes,
and we
we can.
will. And this will help sell those big tickets when the fight comes, because as you said, Turkey Al Sheikh only likes
You
big,
tell
big
me,
shows, and they
you
don't
tell
get
me,
bigger than
you
that.
tell me, you tell me you want to see right now the best available fight for Devin Haney is Rolly Romero for the unified championship of the world.
I'm
Am I
happy for
correct in
that.
saying that?
That's
Yeah,
a
I would
fight I
say right
want to
now
see.
with Ryan booked in February and Barrios booked in February, yes,
Same
that
night.
that is the best fight that could be made right now.
Would you be willing to go on the same card?
Absolutely.
Let's That's a massive
Well, listen,
fight.
we did it on May 20th, so why would we not do it again?
Agreed.
Well, you know, Bill, they got PBC Golden Boy got the show going on in America, so it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a
Well, we don't know. We don't know, Sean. Turkey
Wait.
has managed to work some incredible magic. If he really wanted this to happen,
money talks.
maybe this is a co-promotion all of a sudden. It would be a damn sight bigger than what it is now if we have both of those shows on the same night. That makes that fight 10 times bigger. So
hey, Turkey, you
got
hear
his number. That's it.
Listen, you hear what Radio Rahim has said? Come on now, let's have it all on the same night.
Let's have it all on the same night. You know what?
Fight.
Game 7 is a no contest, so it's still 3-3 with one no contest. We need the rare game 8. It sounds like.
Let's go.
There you go. Listen, after when he finishes his business and we finish our business, then let's talk.
Bill Haney, you have been the first guest on About That Action. Sean and I do a podcast. We've never had anybody on. We only talk our shit and get off. And this time, it was Bill Haney who broke the mold, who we needed in, who is absolutely the very first guest and will always be that. We appreciate
that action.
About that action. And we're going to see that action with Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero and
no. Rolly Romero
Barrios
and maybe Ryan Garcia. Rolly Romero, Crocker, and then Ryan Garcia if he handles his business.
Let's go. Let's see it, Turkey. We want it all on the same night, and the winners fight each other. Let's get this division.
Hey, Sean Zittel.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the DHP Army.
Hey. I gotta keep it objective, Bill. In order for me to be great at what I do, like Devin's great at what he does, I gotta keep it objective, brother. You know how it goes.
Hey, listen. Only thing I say is stay with us until we let you down. You dig what I'm saying? And that you can count on won't happen. You know what I'm talking about?
You certainly have not. You showed up.
Bill, congratulations to you and Devin, man. Great performance. You guys really had your back against the wall, and you guys showed what you were all about in this fight. So utmost respect for this fight and for what you guys have done.
All right, thank you. And can I say something to Sean Zittel, to the fans, and also to Radio Rahim and Seconds Out? Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones you can't depend on.
I like to be with some because they're funny. Others come around when they need some money.
There you go. There
it is. Sean, blow the spot up. Thanks, everybody. We go.
Later.